Hey, good morning, everybody. I see my webcam disappeared. Not sure why. Huh. Okay. Market just opened. Crude oil's been very volatile this morning. Before we get started, let me just get the CFTC out of the way. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Not sure what happened with my webcam. Okay. I was going over the results. I always look at the what have you done for me latelys. And I've got a top 3 or 4 here. The Haymaker, that NQ on the 30 range. The Stevens strategy, we're going to be keeping an eye on that. I've got it right behind the Dow. The Stevens strategy does best right at the market open, especially if the market is moving very nicely. It could really run up the score very quickly, and we're going to keep an eye on that one because we all saw last week what happens when that one gets hot. We also need to keep an eye on the Dow. I have a strategy on the Dow, the signal B, that's been doing very well. The Russell one-day pass got into the profit window. And our NQ on the 2-minute, especially for the one-day pass, has been very good. And I mentioned the Haymaker. And the ES signal B, which kicks in at about 11. Gold is really flying right now. Let's keep an eye on gold. It's a little overextended here. I see the distance from the 50 to price is pretty big. And we're also in black gold. Crude oil started this session on fire. You could see on my leaderboard here, crude oil is up almost $500 across 3 or 4 different accounts. And I'm highlighting, if this is your first time joining us, my name's Rory Powers. I'm with Right Line Trading. And I'm going to be showcasing the AI Auto Trader, which are strategies, automated strategies that leverage some AI technology. They run in the NinjaTrader 8 program, trading platform. And once the strategies are enabled, the system will execute and manage the positions for you on your behalf. I want to welcome a new member, Marty. Welcome, Marty. He's going to be getting installed today. Let's keep an eye on the NASDAQ 30 range. That signal A has been the hot one. Let me see if I can find my performance that I was just doing. Yes. You can see here the last couple of days. I'm just looking at about the last week. Excuse me. The past week, this YM signal B is up just under $2,000. So that one came to my radar. The ES signal B, which starts trading a little bit later in the afternoon, is up very nicely. Is up about 1,400, trading one contract. And my NQ30 ranges, my haymaker has been on fire on my machine, is up 3,000. My Signal A bot, 3,000. Signal A drone, not doing as well. The drone is part of our AI technology. The drone is giving information to the bot as to what the range of the market is, and the bot is dynamically changing the position of its stops and targets while we're trading automatically. So we've got a pretty ranging market right here on the NASDAQ.
Order submitted.
The Russell hit on the cash cow, which is our strategy running on the Russell, hit the one-day pass, got into our profit window. And you could see this is designed for prop traders who are trading a $50,000 account. We have them for other size accounts, but this one is for the $50,000. And it takes one trade, and
Order submitted.
it gets you over the hump of that evaluation pretty quickly. We're testing out our new pattern recognition. You can see these two strategies on the bottom, say Smart Stop 1 and Smart Stop 2. If we put our
Order submitted.
account on, these we're testing the stops that that will exit a trade based on pattern recognition. So we're really not looking for a great performance, but what we're looking for is how the trades exit on this test.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Ooh, there goes the NASDAQ. Let's keep an eye on that. Steven is up and running. Steven is running on the top left, and that's leveraging an 8-unit Renko bar. Oops, sorry about that.
Order submitted.
And Steven is a very exciting strategy to watch. It has a couple of entries that it'll take. It'll take reversals when the market is completely overbought or oversold. It also takes retracements. I like to call them the pull back and go, where it'll pull back to the 50 and then pop into the direction of the trend. And when the market's moving nicely, it'll put you on the sideline with $1,000 very quickly. Very quickly. I should say put you on the golf course early. Trying to get my webcam to come back. I don't know what happened with it. Webcam sources. Let me see if I could put a webcam up here. Audio, image.
Order submitted.
Not sure what happened to it.
Order submitted.
Okay. There goes Steven on fire again. I know, Rao. I don't know what happened. I was just trying to play around with it to see if I can get it going. Let me see if I can fix it.
Order submitted.
There goes the Dow signal B. That's the one that's been red hot.
Order submitted.
Rao's got 3,600 on gold. Hey, Toby! You're not liking these conditions, huh, Toby? I'm just gonna kind of observe things here for a little bit. That big short trade on that upper right hand chart on the NASDAQ. Media source.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's being blocked, but it is.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Our NQ, okay, our 30 range signal B jumped in. So it's caught that big move down. On these, I really like to get the retracement. I see my 2-minute now is lined up on a market structure wise. The 50 just turned red. My 30 range is lined up for a short trade. So I usually like to see a retracement back to the 50 on this 30 range and a continuation down into the trend. It went into that little area of consolidation and now it's shooting straight down. So let's see if we can get a retracement back up. And I'm going to get a trade copier ready. I'm going to put it in an evaluation account.
Order submitted.
I'm going to use the 30 range, NASDAQ 30 range haymaker. And I'm going to put it in my
Order submitted.
account 27. Lock and load it. That's my 30A. And I'm a little late to the party to try to get in on the signal B now, so I really need a retracement on the NASDAQ. The YM is looking really nicely. It broke through that area of resistance.
Order submitted.
Steven's back in.
Order submitted.
Now we could get this retracement now. This is what I was waiting on.
Order submitted.
Okay, so we're going to get ready for this signal A on the 30 range. We've got an area of support underneath us. Let's go to our 30 range, our haymaker strategy.
Submitted. Order submitted.
It's about to pop us in.
Order submitted.
And we're off.
Order submitted.
Go ahead. Give some follow through here. Nice. Let's see if we can push through.
Order submitted.
We got this area of support here we need to break through. And if it does, we've got some running room to the downside. Unfortunately, it bounced on us. Let's see if we can get it to push down.
Order submitted.
All right, so we got a small winner. We got to give the NASDAQ room, so it came back 50 ticks on us. But we got a small winner.
Order submitted.
You can see that trade copies right into that Apex account. I put $100, made a quick $100 on that trade.
Order submitted.
Hey, good morning, Steven.
Order submitted.
Steven's back in short. We're lined up really nicely for a short entry here. We just have that area of support. The price is bouncing. This is the third test. We might go to the signal B now for this break. So I'm going to make my 30 range signal B my leader. And put 27 on it. And lock it.
Order submitted.
Now if we get this break on the 30 range signal B, we'll be in the trade. Let's see if we can get in.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
So I've got the YM, crude oil, the 2-minute AI bot, which is getting the signals from the drone. 2-minute is up 370.
Order submitted.
So I'm looking for a break out of this consolidation pattern to the downside.
Order submitted.
And what would get me into that trade is the NASDAQ, the 30 range signal B. So we got some, David Wise likes to call these the volatile, what does he call it? The compression zone. Compression zone. And volatility kind of builds up in that compression zone. And it'll pop out one way or the other. That pivot got right in our way. Go ahead. Head down. Gold has a nice uptrend today. Let's take a peek. Yeah, it took off. Right before I went live, I saw it got into a long trade and really flew to the upside. Okay, let's be patient. Let's see if we can get a short roll here on the either the Nasdaq or if Steven catches on fire. these aren't really the conditions for Steven with this ranging market.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I hear some positions just opened up. Let's take a look and see what opened up. The ES is in.
Order submitted.
There goes the YM. This strategy's been doing really well this past week. Very little risk with a potential very nice reward. The Dow Diamond. Stopped us out that time. It does. It does. That's why I'm, just letting it go and sim. I keeping an eye on it. Oh, look, we're in a trade now. We got into this short. Let's see if we can get some follow through to the downside. I like the entry. It's just the market is very ranging right now. Very choppy.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Trying to push through that pivot that we've got. There's a lot of selling pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks. I closed it on my Apex, but let's see how it matures on this sim account. Hey, good morning, Scott. Kid Poker. Good morning. Let's take a look real quick over at the Forex Factory. Tuesday, July 30th. Let's see if we have any red folders. At 9 a.m., they had a report, the S&P Composite, 20 HPI year over year. 10 a.m., 1 minute from now, consumer confidence. So if you're trading a live account, you might want to disable your strategy here for just a few moments. We're heading into some turbulence. Maybe after this report, we'll get a nice trade. Let me disable my trade copier. And let's let this report come out. It's coming out at 10 a.m. Consumer confidence got a red folder. And the JOLTS job openings is about to come out. So hold on to your hats. We're going to let the system trade through it in sim. Here we go. It gave us a jolt.
Order submitted.
Let's let things settle down here. Our 30 range signal A jumped.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let's see if Steven can get some traction here.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Ooh, watch this break. Watch this break here. We can push through this. Go ahead.
Order submitted.
Come on. Let's
Order
go.
submitted.
Let's go. Let's go. Push down.
Order submitted.
There you go. There you go.
Order submitted.
All right, nice. I just hit my profit target. So I closed mine at plus 500. Got it very quick and easy on a couple nice trades. Could have left some money on the table, but that's okay. That's okay with me today.
Order submitted.
That was a great
Order
entry.
submitted.
Great
Order
entry.
submitted.
I closed it way too early on my live account. I had it set to where if it hits 500 to just get out, and that's exactly what it did. That's our signal B haymaker. And you can see the P&L here. I was able to put 500 in this Apex account, which is really my profit goal. Once I reach that, turn it off and enjoy the show. And we'll do it again tomorrow. Let's see if Steven can get some traction.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I'm sorry for the confusion. The haymaker is a signal A, you're right. But I refer to the 30 ranges sometimes as, I just blanket them and call them all the haymaker. But they're both the haymaker, they just have different triggers, a signal A or B. That entry was a signal B entry. You're right. So I misspoke when I said it was the haymaker. It was a signal B entry. So you're 100% right, listing video.
Order submitted.
I was highlighting the YM. You see the YM on the bottom here. This morning, when we reviewed our What Have You Done For Me Latelys, the YM signal B was all over my radar. What I like to do when I see my stop so far back is I'll right-click my marker on my stop, And I'll just attach it to my indicator, my moving average, my modified fast. And now I have a momentum-based trailing stop. So it's not going to be giving back all of my profits. I like to take the discretion out and remove it as much as possible, because left to my own devices, I could blow a trading account quicker than you know what. Hey, look, there goes Steven on this retracement. This is such an exciting strategy. I've seen it get beat up and come all the way back. I'll show you the numbers on that strategy. Let's see what happens on this trade. So now it's up 795. I think the largest, I always like to see what the largest drawdown was. We'll take a look at the performance on it. Let's bring over our trade performance. This has been running in the Steven account for our member Steven. And you can see what this strategy's done in the last week. Let's add today. From the 22nd to the 30th, it's up $8,844, trading one contract. Full automation. This is with no intervention whatsoever. In fact, last week this strategy had broken the record. I kept going. I should have turned it off at 4,700, but it was up $4,700 in one session. And this is what this Steven strategy has done over the last eight days. It's just remarkable. If I go back to July, it's something interesting, because I did accumulate quite a bit of data. And if I go to my analysis, I had time optimized and adjusted the settings on this template. What I mean by that is if I go to my trade performance and I go to analysis, and what I do is I break it down by the half hour of the day over a month. And then I change the time base to entry time. So now I know over a month of data that the first hour and a half of that market open on Steven is red hot. Man, is it hot. That's the peak time to run that strategy, between 9:30 and 11. And over a month, that's a considerable amount of data. That's not just a session or two. So when I shared it in Discord, I had changed the inputs for the trading hours from 9:30 to 11. And what I shared was it would risk 500 to make 1,000. But everybody's risk tolerance is different. Everyone's account size is different. So those inputs are always adjustable to the end user, to the trader, to you. Absolutely you can. You don't have to wonder, Kid Poker. The answer is yes, a resounding yes. We have custom templates for passing prop trading evals. And then once you do get your PA account, we look for a strategy kind of like Steven here, to put it right in its peak time between 9:30 and 11, with a very small drawdown, and we double the profit target. And it's been extremely consistent.
Order submitted.
There goes the YM again. I'm going to fix my stop strategy on the YM. I don't like the way my stop is out in right field like that. I like to trade with a little bit more conservatively. So I like to attach it. Once I see I've got some room,
Order submitted.
I want to take as much risk off the trade as possible. and that stop will continue to trail it.
Order submitted.
Yeah, I'm sorry about my webcam today. I'm just having some technical issues, but I know you didn't come to see me. But I do like you to see that I am a real person.
Order submitted.
Okay, here we go. The haymaker's back in. I love these entries when our 2 minutes lined up to the downside, and market structure-wise, we're lined up to the downside. It likes to give us these sideways candles sometimes. It's been doing that a lot today, but they are popping out of those channels of consolidation. Not that time, though. We'll take a look at our leaderboard. I always like to see what's happening. Kim and Rao, these are variations of this Steven template optimized by Robert, one of our members. So I'm running 3 different variations of this Steven template to see which one performs the best.
Submitted.
30 range signal B is up 400, 2 minute signal A 245, black gold 200. The Dow Diamond is up 170, and crude oil started strong and is fading.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
So my profit goal on Steven is 1,000. If it reaches 1,000, I'm done for the day on the Steven strategy. I'm giving it $500 of loss. My loss limit is 500. My profit limit is 1,000. That's for me personally. You could choose whatever you like. You're right, Listing. Why is it looks like I'm lagging? I think it might be YouTube, but you're right. I could use a tune-up from Charles. 975. That's close enough. So I'm going to stop it right there at 975 before it jumps in again. And I'll change the account number so we can continue to watch it. Because I'm curious to see how it continues to do. I'll put it in an account that I don't really use. Put it in my Apex account.
Order submitted.
I didn't know that I had a strategy running in that. So Stephen continues the winning streak. Let's take a look at the trade performance from today. I'm curious to see how much of a drawdown it took. This is over the full month. Let's go to today. And we'll go to our summary. Ooh, it took $1,000 drawdown to make 1,000. So it would have been hard to watch.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
We're coming right up into our window for the ES. The ES signal B is our strategy that runs on the E-mini, the cash register. Let me bring it up real quick. Let's see what the cash register did. In the morning, we trade our signal A. Our signal A on the drone is down 375. Our bot didn't take a trade. The retirement plan is going to jump in pretty soon on a reversal on our 2-minute. If this continues up. Let me put that caveat out there. Oh, it's already up. It already took the entry, actually. So the signal B on the ES which is really one of my favorite strategies. ES signal B hasn't traded yet today. That's the signal A. What's been doing really well is this signal B. Between the bot and the drone, it's up a couple $1,000 from the 22nd to the 30th. And that one's going to start trading, I think, at about 11 o'clock. See, it would take this short trade. Now we're broke down below the VWAP. Our Laguerre is pinned to the downside. So momentum is pushing the price of the E-mini, or even the SPY, down. Very important once you reach your profit targets, once we reach our profit targets, that we keep that money. Let's take all the risk out of the equation.
Order submitted.
Black gold's back in. Gold started this, crude oil started the session very strong. Wow, I can't believe how well you're trading gold. I don't see any movement.
Order submitted.
Ral,
Order submitted.
not sure what you see here. I don't know how you did it.
Order submitted.
5 contracts. Okay. Oh, on Unarenko. Gotcha. Yeah, that's the great thing about Unarenko. It really smooths out the charts and eliminates all of that static. Here we go. That was if this breaks out of consolidation, this thing could fly.
Order
Here we
submitted.
go. It did. That was in that long sideways pattern, and it caught the break at a perfect time. Our Laguerre is still pinned. Here we go. Still pinned. Here we go. Love that entry. What a beauty. Those pops out of that, what David Wise calls the compression zone, that's really his core methodology. Not only trading relative strength, tickers that are being influenced by institutional money have stronger or weaker relative strength versus the SPY. The second part of his methodology is he loves to trade the break out of the compression zone. The compression zone is that sideways action. A lot of volatility building up, and price will pop one way or the other.
Order submitted.
Good morning, Stapleton. Good to see you, sir. I'm going to check real quick what time this signal B goes on my ES because I'm curious what it's at. Signal B drawn. If I edit the strategy, you could see the inputs of the strategy parameters. And the trading session, it will begin trading at 11 and stop at 1. And this is hard-coded for Eastern Time. So regardless of where you are in the country or the world, whatever time zone it is, always set it to Eastern Time. Eastern Time. So this is the signal B on the ES. Starts at 11 a.m. I almost wish it was 10 a.m. today, but it's 11 a.m.
Order submitted.
I'll mention it again, Stapleton. But I wanted to show you the update that we're working on. Is this? It's going to show up at the bottom here. Smart Stop 1 and Smart Stop 2, and once you enable the Smart Stop 2, it has the pattern recognition component. And right now we're testing a number of different variations to this, and we're accumulating as much data as possible. We're hoping to get this new release out as soon as possible. So that's where the pattern recognition is. One place it's going to go is here for the exits. It's also going to be put in here for the conditions of the entry. If I put on my signal C entry, there'll be a pattern recognition here for an entry as well. So our ES signal B is going to start trading at 11. What I was saying, Stapleton, is I was just talking about David Wise, and his methodology is looking at those compression zones. He looks at these areas that the market is consolidating and going sideways, and he refers to them over here too. He refers to them as the compression zone, where a lot of volatility is building up and it's going sideways. And when it breaks, he calls it a pop out of the box. It's a pop of volatility in one way or the other. So I was talking about how this entry on our signal B caught it right at the break of that compression zone, and it caught a nice move down to the downside. Here it went into consolidation, a little pop to the upside. Now it's continuing down. I really don't like to take counter trend trades personally. If I'm below the 50, I don't really like to go long. I think there's more risk associated with those trades. When my 50 is red, I like to look for short entries, as long as I'm not overextended off the 50. Oh, you're welcome, Stapleton. The Dow's been trading really good all day today. I could see why. It's
Order submitted.
here we go.
Order submitted.
That's the one thing about the Dow. It's really been trading great on it, but it's only up 125. $5 a tick like the NASDAQ, but it's just not as volatile. You don't get those big moves, big fast moves. Well, you do, but not very often. Let's see where our prime time's at. It's about minus 400 since we hit our profit target. Which one, Stapleton? The prime time? The one with the compression zone?
Order submitted.
Oh, you might be referring to when I opened up the strategy and was showing the pattern recognition. And that's really a great component to right line trading. Is really our mandate as software developers is not only to pull in winning trades, but we have to figure out how to filter out the losers, and we can do it in some pretty creative ways. Now, technologically, we're doing it using AI, and that's really why we're continuing the optimization. The optimization process it never ends until we win all our trades. So our number one goal is to filter out the losers. We're getting plenty of winning trades. Now we need to filter out the losers. And one way of doing that is going to be with this pattern recognition. It's also going to give us the ability to manage the trades much more efficiently. I'm going to leave the Dow alone. Maybe it's me moving the stop on it. What I've learned the hard way is every time mostly every time that I manipulate the stops or I interfere with it, I mess it up. Probably what I'm the best at with trading is messing things up. So I kept moving the stop on the YM, but had I left it alone, the thing probably would have went through the whole profit target. Yeah, that ChatGPT is something else, huh? You can see that ES signal B. We were a little tardy this morning. It kicked in at 10:15. I did see it. Take a quick peek at the stock market. So the ones that Robert optimized did very well today also. We have a member, Robert, who's really I would definitely classify him as an expert with the strategy analyzer on NinjaTrader, among other things. He's very knowledgeable. He's actually in this industry with a professional trading company, and he's a member of our community who is extremely proficient on using the strategy analyzer, which is a really powerful tool within NinjaTrader 8 that allows you to optimize these templates using a really powerful tool that they developed. And he's really a valuable member of our community. He shares his optimizations with our, not only with our team, but with our members. So he really, he's very altruistic. He wants to help other people. Let's see if we can get some follow through here. Another nice entry on the NASDAQ 30 range. Signal B's hitting good today. Wow, look at that ES Signal B. Oh my goodness. FOMO. That's 1250 a tick. This move down here at 1015. This would have been a monster. See that bearish engulfing candle? Oh, it's actually close to, that bullish engulfing candle right here would have exited that trade on a smart stop. This green candle that engulfs the previous candle is a bullish engulfing candle on the smart stops. That's where it would have taken you out with that enabled. So it would have locked in the profits. Looks like right about $400. Got stopped out. All right, so the 30 range signal B is right around 430 now. Big volume on the E-mini. They're really selling the E-mini big time. Look at that volume spike. This indicator that we have, that you see on my chart, that's showing the ES, it's at 7,000. That's how many contracts per minute are crossing. It looks like the NQ is going up to 3,000. So there's a lot of money, a lot of contracts crossing right now. That's not retail traders doing that. The 30 range jumped in long. Could be buyers coming in. That's a short entry on a red 50. I'm sorry, that's a long entry on a red 50. Now this is the trade here. We got that downside support that would probably prevent us from getting in. I'm going to excuse myself for just a second. I'm going to take a bathroom break, but I will be right back. I'm really sorry if you're joining late today. Normally I have a webcam. Today, for one reason or another, my webcam isn't working.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, excuse me just a moment. I'll be right back.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. The prime time setup? Hey, Peter. Sorry, I just saw this. Yeah, the prime time. I had highlighted it a little earlier. Let me show you again. The prime time is a strategy that we trade on the NASDAQ that uses a Unirenko bar. Let me see if I can find the chart. It says Dow Diamond, but it's the... Give me a moment.
Order submitted.
Here it is. So this is a strategy that is leveraging a Unirenko bar on the NASDAQ. It has a 50 tick trailer. It has a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I believe it's risking 50 to make 200 approximately. Might be 180 or 200. And it has a couple of different triggers on it, the signal C. It looks for reversals, number one, where the market is way overbought or way oversold. It'll jump in on a reversal. And it also does a pull back and go entry, like it did here. It started moving up, it retraced to the 50, and then popped into the long side. Now it's pulling back to the 50 now. And if it continues up, it will pop into a long trade. If it does a complete reversal, it'll jump in short. So it kind of can do both the A and B entry combined, which was really our goal with this signal C entry. We've let it run for a few months. We've had our expert, Robert, someone who we do some collaborations with optimizations, uses the strategy analyzer. Our team, when we test a strategy, we only do it in forward testing. That's the only way we test these with any confidence. We run them on a live market. We have several instances or separate computer systems that are running a variety of different settings of each one of the strategies, and we test them for months and months, and we see which ones are the most effective. But between 9:30 and 11, this prime time, we call it the Steven bot, has been really crushing it. And earlier I was showing a performance because, really that's nothing more important than the numbers. And I'll show you the numbers on it. Now I've reset this account. Once it got to about 900 or 1,000, I took it, I stopped it, and then I put it into a different account and started running it again. So whatever the P&L is now, once this trade closes, you would add about $800 or $900 to it. And since we've time optimized it last week, from the 22nd to the 30th, this is the Steven strategy. On a live market, it's trading just one contract. It's up just under 10,000. It's up 9,000.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
So you can see it's on a real hot streak. Since we time optimized it, at first we ran it wide open. And then once we accumulate some data, a significant amount of data that has some relevance, then we'll adjust the inputs of the strategy and see if it has some consistency with the optimized inputs. So the last 8 days, it's up $9,000 trading one contract. Peter, that's the prime time setup. What you see up here on the top left. So if I ran it straight through, I started the session running it in its own separate SIM account, the Steven account. Once it gets close to 1,000 on this, I disable it and I lock in those profits. My stop limit's 500, my profit goal 1,000. After it did that, I switched accounts. So it's currently running in this other account, this for you YM4U signal C.
Order submitted.
And YM is, man, that thing's trading away.
Order submitted.
And there goes the haymaker. Signal B's been trading well today. Well, I was hoping to check out the Signal B on the ES. So we're gonna watch. I'm gonna enable that it should start trading at 11. We'll see if we can get a trade between 11 and 11:15. We're still in that. Laguerre is locked all morning from 10:15 on. So the last 45 minutes, momentum is just pushing the E-mini lower. Hey, Peter, that's a great question. The way that we have the system hard-coded, Peter, is we have a lot of members. I want to mention we have many members in the UK, really from all over the world, but specifically the UK. And the strategy is hard-coded for Eastern time. So if I go to my strategies, what I mean by that, in my trading hours, this is the YM one-day pass, which took a loser today. But you could see I have my trading hours. It has my start time at 4:30 a.m. That's going to be 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. Regardless if you're in the UK or Australia or China, it makes no difference. These are going to come in Eastern time, and regardless of what time zone you're in or your computer's on, it's going to trade New York time. So you don't adjust these inputs for your time zone. You leave them right where they come in pre-formatted templates when you order the system. And it will automatically trade during these trading hours in Eastern time. So this one, as an example, would trade 4:30 to 5 a.m. Eastern. So it's 5 hours later where you are, I believe. So that would be, without touching it, it would start at 9:30 and stop at 10 a.m. And then it would start again at 2:30 p.m. your time until 3 p.m. So to answer your question, these are all hard-coded to, all of the inputs for trading hours are hard-coded for Eastern time. So you wouldn't have to change the pre-formatted templates that are delivered once you place your order. All of the chart templates, all of the strategy templates are all pre-formatted for you for plug and play. You enable them and run them. We've got some really great, a couple of nice tutorials. We're going to do another one soon with all of these new updates that we're releasing with this AI technology. We were just discussing once this new release comes out, a third video. We have two of them already. Should you change the chart indicator settings? No. Those come in pre-formatted templates. You can change the settings of your chart templates. But if you want them to be match the strategies that we send you, let me show you real quick. If I go to my control center and I go to New Chart, and I was going to load, let's say, the Haymaker. I know the Haymaker runs on the NASDAQ, so in my data series, I'm going to apply the NASDAQ. And up at the top right of Ninja, it allows you to load a pre-formatted template. Well, you probably have a template that's named the NQ30 Range Haymaker, or something very similar to that. And I'm going to select that, and I'm going to put it, my time frame, I'm going to match it to my template. I'm going to make it a 30 range, and click OK. And you're going to get a chart that looks a lot like this.
Order submitted.
I've added a few little indicators that come with the system to my chart that I'm not sure that are in the templates. Like, for example, this volume at the bottom right. I love to see the volume, how many contracts per minute are crossing. So if I wanted to add that indicator, I would right-click my chart and go to Indicators, and I would open the Market Internals P folder by double-clicking. Once that's opened, I can find the RLV, and I can add it to my chart. And I've already added it here, so you can add it like that and then click OK, and then you'll have that RLV. But to answer your question, there's no need to adjust any of the indicators unless you want to add something that's not already on there. You could certainly do that. but all of the indicators come on these pre-formatted chart templates. Okay, here we go. This is the trade I was waiting for. We are a little late to the party, but better late than never. This is our signal B ES trade. This is the strategy that kicks in at 11. It's one of the ones that I highlighted this morning as being one of our hottest strategies. You can see all the risks now just came off. My stop went to break even, and now I'm in this trade to bring home the bacon, so to speak, with no risk on the trade. If I was trading a cash account, right now this would be my go-to strategy in a big way. I really like it. And then you really have a 1-2 punch with this NASDAQ. When they both start trending, they're both catching this big move down. Before you know it, you've got some really nice profits in the bank.
Order submitted.
Our system was all over that big move down. Sniffed it out. Hit a full winner on that trade, that beautiful short entry. And it's still flying to the downside. Jump back in. It's very overextended. Wow, look at that trade. We should go into our profit window right about there. Boy, something told me that signal B was going to score today. I liked it from the minute I saw it trending down at 10:15. Got that big, huge candle. Look at that. A 900, 925. Just a monster trade. Yes, Peter, we do. Well, no. Let me take that back. We have a chart associated with each instrument, not with each strategy. Boom. It just went in our profit window. I'll finish my explanation. Let me just see the end of this trade. It did hit our profit window right there, so it's important to know that automatically, without touching the stop or the profit, this ES signal B is within the profit window. So there's very little risk now of it coming back on us, and there it goes. Boom. $1,125 on one trade with this time optimization template. We have it time optimized for 11 a.m. And you could see the trigger on this trade was at 11 a.m. And that's the power of that time optimization with this self-learning technology. Huge candle down for a full winner. Ended the trading session right there with $1,125. 11,000 contracts per minute crossing. So that ES signal B, I talked about it from the time that I opened the session today. Just like that big move down put $1,000 in the bank. That strategy wasn't enabled more than 2 minutes. It was just waiting to jump in. Couldn't wait. So it ended our trading session very nicely today. That big move down put us on the board. Not only with that ES signal B, but our 30 range signal B hung around all day. And it hit our profit target of 1,000. Stevens at just under 1,000. A couple of variations of that Stevens strategy are up very nicely at 700. I was able to ride the NASDAQ for a couple of winners on my Apex account for 500. So I was able to reach my profit target. Our 2-minute retirement plan, our crude oil black gold was up just a few dollars. It started strong and then faded towards the end, but the good news is it's not red. So it was a great session today. Hey, Ron, I'm going to take a lunch break, but if you give me a call back, I'm sorry about yesterday, but I did resend that email to you of the correct update. And if you give me a chance to just have some lunch and give me a call in about a half an hour, for about 45 minutes, let's call it 12 noon Eastern. So, Peter, I want to answer your question. Peter asks, do you have a chart associated with each strategy? No, we have a chart associated with each instrument. This is very important. So the reason why we don't have one for each strategy is because we have too many charts. We want to preserve as much system resources as possible. We want the system to run optimally on your computer with as little lag or latency as possible. So what we do is we set up a chart template, one chart template for each instrument. And within the chart trader of NinjaTrader, on your chart, it gives you the ability to see any open trade by changing the account on your chart trader. So if I see my cash register on the ES is in a trade, if I put the account to my cash register, I will see that position on my chart. If I see my ES signal B took a trade, I can put on the ES signal B on my ES chart, and I'll see the stop and profit targets on this chart. So whatever account you have on your chart trader, if it matches the one that's running in your strategy, you'll see the stop and profit targets on your chart. So we really only need one chart for each instrument, not for each strategy. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Hey, Sean, the Stevens strategy, the Stevens strategy is a strategy that we've been running that leverages an 8-unit Renko on the NASDAQ. It uses that entry, that signal C entry. And we've been testing it for a few months now. And just recently we found a window of opportunity between 9:30 and 11 that it really crushes it. It likes that burst at the open, that first hour, hour and a half of the market open. It thrives. It does extremely well. So that's the Stevens strategy. Over the last 8 trading days, it's up just under 10,000. It's up $9,000. This is my ES signal B. If I refresh it, you'll see my ES signal B now is at 3166 on the bottom of the drone. If I go to Stephen's up just over 9,000 from the 22nd to the 30th. We time optimize that template only to trade in the window that it does the best. And we've accumulated a pretty substantial amount of data. So one of our members, to answer the second part of your question about Kim and Rao, we have a member in our community, Robert, who's also in this same niche. He's a professional in the trading industry. Is really an expert with the NinjaTrader Strategy Analyzer. And he has the ability to use their optimization feature. And he, as really a service to our members, optimizes them professionally using the Strategy Analyzer and shares them with our team and our community. So that's where the Rao and the Kim come into play.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let's change it to 11 then, Stapleton. I've been having good success at 11. Let's see when it's taking its entries. All of our decisions are really based on the data. I have my first green bar at 11. And then really the best that it does is between 12 and 1 on our entry times. I'm referring to the ES signal B now. I think I start mine a little early at 11. I get really anxious when I saw today with all of these. See what this is? I'll explain it real quick. These red arrows you see here, that means that institutional money is pushing the price of the ES lower and lower, and they started calling my name at 10:15, so I couldn't wait to get in the thing. Once it broke below that VWAP, the pink dotted line, I put the VWAP on my chart. And once it broke below that VWAP, I got very anxious to get into that signal B with my gear locked to the downside, get in that signal B short. All right, listen, I want to really thank everybody for their time. It's really I always enjoy trading with our community of traders. And tomorrow, God willing, I'll be back at 9:30, and we'll get this webcam fixed, and we'll just really try to do a rinse and repeat of what we did today. Today was a great day. We wound up locking in some really nice profits. So again, I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.